Good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing? Sorry I was late, but my little Yorkie started coughing right before it was time for me to go live, and I had to go give her some medicine. And then when you give her the medicine, it kind of gags her, so it makes her cough more. So I had to wait for her to get done coughing. Oh my gosh, it has been the worst freaking night, the worst morning. I cannot get into my Google account for my YouTube channel. I don't even know how it let me go live. I guess because I was already logged into StreamYards. What happened was someone tried to log into my account. I was alerted. I needed to do a security update. I couldn't remember my freaking password because I had to change it and I didn't write it down. Anyways, I changed the password. Then it wanted me to do this two-step authentication thing. Okay. It said it would send a security code to my phone through text message. That never happened. I tried repeatedly. I tried to get it sent to two of my backup emails. No, it didn't happen. And then I have another email called Truth Sleuth. I just have it so I could have extra Google Drive storage, right? It finally sent the code. All right. But it's not letting me into my Google account. It says that it's going to take 2 to 5 days for Google to verify it. And I'm like, really? As much technology as they have, they can't tell that I'm logging in from the same device. When I get back into that damn account, that two-step authentication shit is going to be gone. I am so pissed off this morning. I was up half the night trying to figure out. So what this means is I'm able to stream, but I cannot get into my studio to heart any comments, to turn my monetization off, to put a video on private, unlisted, public, anything. If I lose this account, I have lost 3 years worth of work. Over 1,000 videos I know I have on my channel. I am so freaking disgusted. God bless it. I hope no smart Alex come in here today because I'm not in a good mood. Let me see who's in here. Melanie, Christina, good morning. Sapphire, Mike, Colleen, Cheryl Lynn, Morgan M. It's just, is it Robbie? Good morning. TC, good morning. Cheryl T. If I'm missing anyone, I'm sorry. Alicia, good morning. Charlie Girl says, good morning. Cement Shoes, good morning. Did I miss anyone? I'm sorry if I did. Anyways, I did scramble to put us some topics together. I didn't even think I was going to do YouTube this morning. But I have a plan in case I don't, in case I'm not able to get back in my account. I have a backup channel. Jesus Christ, I don't want to start over from the ground up, but I may have to. Let me get the link to my backup channel. Also, since I wasn't able to get into my YouTube studio, I don't think the chat will replay. Because I usually have to set it to replay. This totally sucks. I hate freaking technology. Okay, let me go. I'm on my Roosters account, so I can look at the chat. Hey, Rustic Mockery. Good morning. Excuse me. Smoker's cough, I guess. Okay, so that's supposed to be in the link to my backup channel. I'm not a mod, I don't guess. Well, I can't put the link. One of my mods, if they're in here, could go over to the Discord and get that link that I shared in the general room with my backup channel and put that link in the chat for me, please. I can't do it because Sunny's not wrenched up. Okay. So before we get started this morning, we're going to talk about Tammy Daybell. I had an update about Kawan Charles's case. He was a teenage boy who disappeared October 30th, 2020. He had left with a friend and his friend's mom. He was found dead, naked, in ankle deep water. So I have an update about that case. They have arrested the lady that came and picked him up without permission. Also, Paris Hilton, she testified in court about being abused at a boarding school she went to. And there's a little video of her testifying. We're going to listen to that. It's very interesting because I don't know a lot about her situation. I know there was a documentary that came out, but I didn't watch it. Anyways, we'll talk about that. But first, Never Lose Hope sent me an article about this weirdo farmer. I had actually seen this yesterday and read about it, but I thought I would show it to y'all. This weirdo was wearing wigs and leaving dead animals on neighbors' gravestones. Can you believe this crap? Hold on, my cord to my mic's over my screen. Okay. It says, an Arkansas man pleaded guilty Monday to leaving numerous dead animals on a former neighbor's gravestone while dressed up in a woman's wig. Joseph Stroud, 79, of Bentonville, was arrested last August after he was caught on security camera wearing overalls, a woman's wig, while placing dead animals on the gravestone of Fred Allen McKinney at the Pea Ridge Cemetery. Joseph Stroud was charged with a felony count of defacing objects of public respect, but as part of a plea deal, his charge was reduced from a felony to a misdemeanor. Where in the hell was he getting these dead animals from? Was he killing these animals? I have to read and find out. I can't remember. A probable cause statement indicated that McKinney's granddaughter contacted police in July after noticing the dead animals. She told authorities that her grandfather had a farm next to Stroud's and shared a boundary with them. The granddaughter said the pair had never gotten along with each other. The Democrat Gazette reports that Stroud's attorney, Allison Lee, provided the prosecution with documents that confirmed Stroud has vascular dementia. The prosecution accepted the plea deal based on the medical findings since Lee could have filed for a mental evaluation. According to Penn Medicine, vascular dementia can lead to personality changes, mood changes, and poor impulse control. Okay, so here's a picture of him. Look, he's dressed in overalls, has a woman's jacket on. It looks like it's from the 1990s. And it's got a woman's wig on. And that looks like a dead cat. Where was this man getting these animals from? Is my question. So, in addition to a 1-year suspended sentence, he must pay the family $2,529 in victim restitution within 30 days. He also has to surrender his driver's license due to his medical diagnosis. They will have to replace the headstone because of the blood and guts. Deputy Prosecutor Tyler Hawkins said, it's permanently stained. Lord have mercy. During a verbal exchange with Benton County Circuit Judge Robin Green, Stroud defended himself by saying his former neighbor always enjoyed animals. Man, I hate he's got dementia, but he sounds like a real sicko, real weirdo. Okay, this is what he said. Stroud, I done it for his behalf to show him the animals were still here and everything like that. He just enjoyed animals, and there was more of a beauty than flowers and stuff. So he was saying the dead animals was more of a beauty than putting flowers on the grave. Lord have mercy. Okay, so Green says, if you're honoring him, why would you wear disguises and sneak in and out of the cemetery to put the dead animals on his grave? Stroud said, it was to agitate the people looking at me and following me around. I done it to upset them because my car was there and my license tag was there and they knew it was me. I done it just to agitate them because I knew they were checking on me and stuff. He does sound like he's not in his right mind. Um, Stroud's wife is buried at the same cemetery. Green said that Stroud can go to the cemetery for visits, but only if accompanied by a family member. Isn't that crazy? I mean, it's pitiful, really. I mean, if he really did this because of dementia, it's pitiful. But who knows? They could be using it as an excuse. He could have known exactly what he was doing. In my mind, I kind of think that he may have known what he was doing because he didn't like his neighbor. And he was sneaking around. I gotta look at the chat to see what y'all are saying about this. Oh, let me get over here. Hey, Lisa, good morning. Why are they? Well, they took his driver's license now. He won't be able to drive anymore since it came out in court that he had that, what did I call it? Vascular dementia. Dementia, that is an awful, awful disease, and that Alzheimer's. I mean, can you imagine not remembering who you are, not being able to remember your kids and grandkids or anything about your life? That's so sad. I'd hate to get that, wouldn't y'all? Okay. Now we're going to talk about Tammy Daybell just a second. Well, no, let me do the Kawan Charles thing, and then we'll do Tammy Daybell and Paris Hilton. Oh my goodness, what a morning. Mark forgot milk last night, so I don't have milk for my coffee. I just ran out of cigarettes, but I'll have some here in a little bit. Okay. Hey, Miss Jones. How are you? Okay. So, Kawan Charles, I think he was only like about 15. Arrest made in connection with death of Louisiana boy found naked, face down in ankle-deep water. Why was this kid naked? Someone murdered him. That's my opinion. Louisiana authorities have made an arrest in connection with the 2020 death of 15-year-old Kawan Charles. The Iberia Parish Sheriff's Office reports that authorities arrested Janet Irvin, 37, on charges of contributing to the delinquency of a minor and failure to report a missing child. Police arrested Irvin on Tuesday following the release of Kawan's toxicology report to the family. The final autopsy and toxicology report were published, and those findings have been released to the family by the Iberia Parish Coroner's Office, police wrote. The sheriff's office didn't include the specifics about the results in the report, but the family shared the results with ABC3. According to the toxicology report, Kawan had alcohol, THC, and metabolites, I think it's how you say that, in his system. I'm not sure what that is. Metabolites. The autopsy stated that Kawan had no external injuries aside from animal and insects who bit off portions of the boy's face. There were no bruises, abrasions, or broken bones, the autopsy stated. He was found naked, lying in a drainage ditch along the headland in a sugarcane field adjacent to Ed Broussard Road. That's what the police said. Kawan was a quiet teen who struggled with dyslexia. He was last seen with Irvin and her 17-year-old son, Gavin, on October 30th, 2020. Kawan was at his father's house in Baldwin at the time, and left while his father was at the store. Family members have stressed they did not give anyone permission to pick up Kawan. Later that night, and after unsuccessful attempts to reach him, the family reported Kawan missing to the Baldwin police and requested an Amber Alert. The family said that authorities declined to issue the alert, claiming Kawan was likely at a football game or with friends. On November 3rd, authorities found Kawan deceased in a rural wooded area near, I think it's Lauraville. The family said that officials said that Charles drowned, but a graphic death photo had the family questioning what really happened. I can pull up the photo, but I don't think you guys want to see it. It's bad. The autopsy indicated that Kawan was spotted on security by himself before his death. Footage also showed him crawling in culverts close to his school. The report said Kawan became aggressive and threatened to take his own life after possibly using mushrooms and marijuana. A doctor told ABC3 that the drug levels in his body were low, but it's possible that the drugs had metabolized since it took several days before the boy's body was discovered. CBS This Morning reports that Irvin previously admitted to a private investigator she should have called the police after Kawan allegedly ran from her home. Yes, I should have called the cops. I should have went further, Irwin reportedly said. While talking with the private investigator, Irvin's son Gavin claimed Kawan smoked marijuana on the day in question. Well, marijuana is not going to make him start hallucinating and stuff unless it was laced with something. If he was eating magic mushrooms, now that possibly could have caused some hallucinations, of course. Private investigator says, did he smoke something? Or did he, and Irvin says, yeah, he smoked some weed. That was it. Ronald Haley, an attorney for Kawan's family, reportedly said that Irvin could be arrested on a slew of charges. She knew something was wrong and did nothing, Haley said. It speaks volumes as to what her involvement was in this case. Well, I tell you what, if she'd have come and picked up my son without permission, well, I don't even got to tell y'all what would have happened. I wouldn't have been waiting on police. You don't go pick up people's children, I don't care if they're teenagers or not, without their parents' consent. Look how young he looks. He looks younger than 15 to me. To me in this picture, I don't know how old the picture is, but he looks 12. He was a cute little feller. Bless his heart. Now, why didn't he have any clothes on? I guess it would be possible if he ate the magic mushrooms and was hallucinating, he could have took his own clothes off. But I don't know, something's just don't feel right with this case. How in the hell did he drown in ankle deep water? Like, he would have been able to, stood up. I don't reckon he had any broken bones or any abrasions or anything like that. Well, she needs to be charged with more than just contributing to the delinquency of a minor. She should be charged for picking him up without permission. If you're going to go pick up a kid, you need to make sure you talk to the parents. Make sure it's okay. Now, Kawan, he was at his dad's house. He was just there visiting for the weekend, I believe. I have no personal knowledge of mushrooms, but I have never heard of someone reacting like that. Well, mushrooms is a lot different than taking a hit of acid. I could understand this a little bit better if he had been taking like acid or something, but mushrooms for I've ate a magic mushroom before, guys. It didn't do nothing. I'm just going to be honest with y'all. I have. I didn't hallucinate or nothing. I kind of felt a little funny. Um, but I wasn't like seeing crazy colors and just crazy things. So I don't know. Hey, Blue West. Yeah, the weed could have been laced. Lisa, exactly. Mushrooms are organic. Now, back in the day in high school, I used to hear people talking about eating mushrooms and, they were seeing all these crazy colors and stuff. I'm here to tell you, I ate some and it did not do me that way. I believe they call them caps, mushroom caps. I drank mushroom tea back in the day and had a blast. Now, he had dyslexia and stuff, so I don't know how drugs would affect him and him having that. It might do something totally different. I mean, we're talking about a young kid that's not experienced with smoking weed and eating mushrooms, so I don't know. Just something just feels weird. Well, and I want to know where the kid's clothes is at. He was found naked. I've not heard anything or read anything about where the clothes um, are at. Now, the GoFundMe, they had a GoFundMe for his family. It's closed now. They're not taking no more donations, but they raised about $325,000 for his family. I will give y'all this link to this article. I'll put it in the chat right down here. Let me see. Right down here, it's got it highlighted graphic photo. If you click on that, it will take you to the photo and the GoFundMe link. I really don't want to click on it and share it on here because it is graphic. There is a portion of his face that is gone. Oh, crap, I can't share it. Never mind. See, I put it in and I'm not a mod. It won't let me. Never mind. It's on Crime Online, though. Gosh, being locked out of my Google account's really, really sucking, y'all. Anyways, prayers for Kawan's family. My heart breaks for his mom. And I don't blame her a bit for being angry. She's handled this a lot better than me. I'd have been in jail if it had been me, for real. Ooh, I see they've released the 911 call for the lady we talked about yesterday, the worst cooks in America mom, who killed her adopted daughter. We need to take a look at that. We will at the end of the stream, maybe. Now we got to talk about Tammy Daybell. Cece, ask Will how to fix it. He knows everything about YouTube. Well, see, this is Google. I tried to send that code to authenticate my account, and it wouldn't do it. I did it too many times. I tried the email. It wouldn't send it to the email. I finally got my Truth Sleuth's email for it to go through that one. So I got the code. I put it in the phone. It's still not working. I reckon I got to wait like 2 to 5 days for Google to email me. They've not sent me crap. They did something to him because you're not going to drown in your body will fight for life. Well, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking just because he didn't have any bruises or abrasions on him don't mean anything. That don't mean somebody didn't have him by the hair of the head, holding his head underwater. For real. It said that he was on surveillance camera crawling through like a culvert, drain pipe, something. Y'all know what I'm talking about, like crawling through a ditch. No one else was around. What did they give that boy? Maybe they give him something they didn't find in the toxicology. I don't know. I hope it does, Sapphire. If not, we're going to have to move over to the other YouTube channel. But anyhow. So yesterday, Nancy Grace did, she does that podcast, Crime Stories. They had one of Tammy Daybell and Chad's friends on there. And so I guess Chad's daughter's story about how her mom died, the position her mom was found in when she died, conflicts with what Chad Daybell has said. Tammy Daybell's daughter has a different story about mother's sudden death than husband Chad Daybell. I was trying to look at that Amber Alert too. Okay, I'll look at it in a second. Just after authorities in Utah turned over the results of Tammy Daybell's autopsy to investigators in Idaho, a family friend has shared new information about the circumstances of Tammy's death and conflicting accounts between family members. Julie Rowe, a close friend of Chad Daybell's, appeared on Tuesday's episode of Crime Stories with Nancy Grace and revealed a conversation that she had with Chad and Tammy Daybell's daughter, Emma Murray, shortly after Tammy's sudden death at the age of 49 in October 2019. Chad reportedly told police that his wife had gone to bed on the night of October 18th, 2019, with a cough. The next morning, he woke up to find her dead next to him in bed. But Rowe told Nancy Grace that Emma, who at the time lived across the street from her parents' home in Salem, Idaho, said that Tammy was found dead on the floor. Emma Murray also said, wait, they got a typo here. Rowe also said Emma told her Tammy had pink foam and blood coming from her mouth. As Crime Online previously reported, a friend and co-worker of Tammy Daybell's told a local news station back in June that Emma had expressed concern about the condition of her mother's body, mentioning the pink foam. Yeah, I remember when that happened. That came out. It was reported to me 2 different versions of where and how she had actually found her, Rowe told Nancy Grace. One report says he found her in bed dead. The other one I heard from Emma that he found her on the floor and that she was foaming at the mouth and there was blood coming out of her mouth. The Daybell family declined an autopsy, and Tammy was quickly buried in Utah, where she and Chad both grew up. But 2 months later, as suspicion began to surround Chad Daybell's new wife, Lori Vallow, who he married just 2 weeks after Tammy's sudden death, authorities exhumed Tammy Daybell's body for further examination. Last week, Utah investigators turned over the autopsy results to the Fremont County Sheriff's Office, which is investigating the apparent homicides of Lori Vallow's 2 children, who were found dead in Chad Daybell's backyard in June 2020. The sheriff has declined to release any aspect of the autopsy report to the public, citing the ongoing investigation. It is my belief if they didn't find anything, if she really died of natural causes, they would have come out and said that. They found something. I really believe they found something. While law enforcement did not know it at the time, both children were missing and now presumed dead at the time of Tammy Daybell's death. Now, you can watch the whole episode of Nancy Grace and Julie Rowe talking. I can't play it for you guys, or oh my God, they will take down my channel for that. So I was looking up this morning some causes, like what would cause you to have pink foam coming out your mouth. Guess what I found? Carbon monoxide poisoning. But that would show up in the bloodstream for sure. I started to say, wouldn't it show up in the bloodstream? Yes, it would show up for sure. I looked. You know that psychic, Donna Reverend Serafina? Now, she came out and said that You know, she done one of those readings where she talked to Tammy Daybell's spirit, she said. And Tammy said that they poisoned her with octopus venom. So, of course, I've looked that up. But to me, it didn't say the octopus venom, a blue ringed octopus, which is about as long as a lead pencil. They're real small. They're highly venomous, and they will kill you if you do not get to the hospital. But when I was looking up the side effects, I didn't see anything about pink foam. Okay, so I went and looked up carbon monoxide poisoning, and sure enough, it will make you foam at the mouth, have pink foam. So I was thinking, did he take her out? Maybe he took her out to the car, to the garage. Maybe he knocked her unconscious or something. I don't know. And like maybe put her in the car and killed her hooked up a hose and killed her with carbon monoxide poisoning. And then maybe after she was dead, he brought her back in the house and laid her in the floor or bed or wherever. I don't know. I'm just speculating. Let me look at the chat. That pink foam's really getting me. Where would they get octopus? Well, you can order those little octopuses. What is Emma's story? Emma's story is that her mom was on the floor, from my understanding. Her mom was on the floor, had pink foam coming out of her mouth. Let me go back to this. It won't take me a second. Let me go back. Let me reread this. Okay. Okay. So Chad said his wife had gone to bed the night of October 18th, 2019 with a cough. Next morning, he woke up to find her dead next to him in bed. So he told the cops she was in bed. But Julie Rowe told Nancy Grace that Emma, who told her that Tammy was found dead on the floor. And Emma also told her Tammy had pink foam coming out of her mouth and blood was coming out of her mouth. Well, I would believe Emma over Chad any day. Now, assuming this lady is telling the truth, this Julie Rowe, I don't know why she would lie about something like that. She seems to be pretty much on the up and up. That's weird. I believe she probably was on the floor. Of course, Chad's not going to say that. How could he explain that? Tammy being on the floor. If she was on the floor, he picked her up and put her in the bed before ambulance got there, I bet. So Emma says she was on the floor, had pink foam and blood coming from her mouth, and that was quite alarming to her. She was suspicious about that because she talked to Julie Rowe about it. Hey, Empirical Evidence. Hey, Will. Hey, Short Nice. Yes, Chad said she was found in the bed. It's just Robbie. Am I saying that not right? Is it Robbie or Robbie? Yes, Will. I'm locked out of my Google account. I don't even know how I'm able to stream. I guess because I was logged into StreamYard. Anyways, it's going to be like 2 to 5 days. There's nothing else they can do about it, I don't reckon. They sent like verification codes, but they didn't come to my phone. They didn't come to my email. When I did get it to come to my email, then, I put the code in and nothing happened. I guess because I have to wait like 2 to 5 days for them to verify it's really me. It sucks. Robbie. I said Robbie the second time, didn't I? Or Robbie. I can't remember. Damn. I can't remember which one I said first. Hey, Sunny Side Up. I don't trust a word out of the mouth of anyone who is buddies with Lori Vallow. Well, I don't think Emma is buddies with Lori Vallow. The kids, from my understanding, were very shocked and very hurt that he married Lori 2 months, 2 months, crap, 2 weeks after their mother died. Not like a robe. Okay, it's Robbie. Okay, gotcha. Thank you. Hey, Stacy. Good morning. Anyways, I would believe Emma over Chad Daybell any day. We know she didn't die of natural causes. I've never heard of anyone dying of natural causes and foaming pink. Have y'all? Maybe it foamed pink because I don't know, mixed with the blood, maybe? Oh, you meant Julie Rowe? Yeah. Yeah, she's probably a weirdo too. She seems more on the up and up than Chad, though. I think she's into that prepping stuff. Cheryl says sorry, but I think Julie Rowe is a nut. She probably is. They're all nuts. I mean, not all preppers are nuts, but them people's little out there. But I would believe her over Chad, okay? Um, Chad said Tammy had been sick for a long time. Her health was declining. That's bullshit. She was training for a race. Yeah, she's going to be like in a marathon. Does that sound like someone whose health is declining? No. Actually, Tammy was probably in better shape than I am. I'm damn sure not training for no race. He killed her. That's why they've not released it yet. I think Alex was involved too. Because I think it's really weird how he just like up and died the day before they're going to exhume Tammy's body. He may have died, Alex Cox, of natural causes. Probably what killed him is because he's scared to death. He knew the house of cards was crumbling. He was getting ready to be cuffed and stuffed. And he would have been cuffed and stuffed if he hadn't have died. Because his cell phone is how they found Tylee and JJ's bodies. His cell phone had pinged in certain locations in Chad Daybell's backyard. That's how they found the kids. He was their hitman, that's what I believe. Cuffed and stuffed. You know what? Everyone involved in this needs to be fried. And oh, Sparky. They need to bring back oh, Sparky just for Lori Vallow at Chad Daybell. For real. They're monsters. They're sick. And Lori, I think Lori is sicker than Chad. Those were her kids. She allowed that to happen to. She probably enjoyed killing them if the truth's known. Isn't that a shame that she would rather kill them than give them to other family members? Give JJ back to Larry and Kay Woodcock. Give Tylee to her aunt, the Miss Cushing lady. What's her name? Annie Cushing. No, she didn't want to do that. They probably did do some kind of religious sacrifice or something. It wouldn't surprise me. They're not people of God. God does not want his people to be going around killing people, especially little children. I believe they worship the devil. For real. According to that psychic, the time the kids were killed were like these special days when you do these religious sacrifices, human sacrifices. People that's into like worshiping demons and the devil and things. That's what that lady said. I don't know about all that, but it wouldn't surprise me none. Okay. So next, let's talk about Paris Hilton. This made me look different at Paris. I have never liked Paris Hilton. I've always thought she was just a little spoiled, rich brat. This makes me look at her different, knowing that, she was abused. I mean, it's hard to believe, like, someone would abuse her. Looks like they would be afraid, like, her family or, like, everyone in the country knows them, everybody in the world knows them. They got a lot of money, they're real powerful. Nope, they didn't stop weirdos. Okay, it says Paris Hilton appeared in a court on Monday and gave an emotional testimony. And we'll take a listen to the video where she testifies a little bit of it. Gave an emotional testimony against the Provo Canyon School while lobbying for a new bill to pass in the state. People report that Paris's testimony was one of 3 testimonies against the school. State Senator Michael McKell is pushing for an amendment to the state's laws that would require more regulation so that children at similar schools aren't abused. Now, this is a private school. It's probably one of them fancy-wancy schools. Paris says, my name is Paris Hilton. I am an institutional abuse survivor, and I speak today on behalf of the hundreds of thousands of children currently in residential care facilities across the United States. I was verbally, mentally, physically abused on a daily basis. I was cut off from the outside world and stripped of all my human rights. Hilton told Utah lawmakers that she spent time at 3 Utah schools during her childhood, with one of them being the Provo Canyon School. Although Provo Canyon School marketed itself as a premier treatment center, it was as if hell itself was on earth, Paris Hilton said, adding that communication with her parents was limited. I cried myself to sleep every single night, praying I would wake up from this nightmare. BuzzFeed News reports that Provo Canyon School has been the centerpiece of various accusations, including physical abuse, drugging kids, sexual abuse, and mistreatment. As of now, the school remains open and reportedly supports the Utah bill. According to an associate administrator at the school, Tim Marshall, the school has eliminated the use of seclusion or isolation some time ago and has also stopped using drugging and restraints as a form of discipline. What in the hell kind of school is this? It said something earlier about it being like a treatment place. I'm a little confused here. We are supportive of the additional transparency the legislation requires, Marshall said. As always, our singular goal is patient safety. So this is like a hospital place. As a matter of policy and procedure, we have always operated within the requirements of our reporting obligations. Hilton previously revealed the abuse allegations on the YouTube original documentary, This is Paris. Let's take a look at this video. Let me unplug my mic so it won't robot. Ah, crap. I may have forgotten to share the audio, so let me go. Oh, crap. I pushed the wrong thing. I pushed video file. Okay.
Verbally, mentally, and physically abused on a daily basis. I was cut off from the outside world and stripped of all of my human rights. Every time I would use the bathroom or take a shower, it was monitored. At 16 years old, as a child, I felt their piercing eyes staring at my naked body.
I thought it was longer than that. Let's start
I was verbally, mentally, and physically abused on a daily basis.
She seems sincere. I believe her. Why was she
I
at
was
the
cut off
school?
from the outside world and stripped of all of my human rights. Every time I would use the bathroom or take a shower, it was monitored. At 16 years old, as a child, I felt their piercing eyes staring at my naked body.
Wow. Oh, let me get my clip back up. Okay. Was longer than that, but that's okay. So why was she at this treatment place? No wonder she was acting out, you know. Remember when she got like what was it, like a DUI and she was out partying, doing all this and that? It's because she was hurting inside. She had been abused at this school. What kind of treatment place? Drugs, young kids, and like straps them down and isolates them and makes them strip down naked in front of the staff and stuff. That is heartbreaking. Her parents felt she was out of control. Wow. I thought this was a boarding school, guys. I did not know. That's how much I know about Paris Hilton. But you know what? I'm going to be learning about Paris Hilton. I'm going to be watching that documentary today. She had behavioral. You know, her brother. What's her brother's name, guys? Oh, gosh. I can't think, but I think he's got some mental health problems. Some really, really severe mental health problems. I imagine neglected, even if she was rich, doesn't mean she was well cared for. Yeah. A lot of these wealthy people, they do not take care. Well, some of them do, but a lot don't. Like Paris's family, like nannies do it, or they send them to private, you know, schools, boarding schools and stuff. It's really sad. It sounds like some kind of damn prison. It does. You know what it sounded like to me? One of those old psychiatric hospitals, like back in the 30s and 40s and stuff. You know how they used to treat patients? They drug them up really when they didn't need it, isolate them away, strip them down, put them in a room, make them take cold showers, all kinds of stuff. I think it's called I Am Paris. I think that's what it's called, Sapphire. Yes, this happened in Utah, Vicky. I saw someone I was going to say hi to. Oh, Hazel Basil. Hey, Hazel. How are you doing? Let me see if I can find the documentary. It may be one of those you have to rent. I've rented movies here on YouTube before. It's pretty easy to do. Okay, right here it is. The Real Story of Paris Hilton. This is Paris official documentary. 4 months ago, 19 million views. Oh, crap. Well, I can get it and put the link in my StreamYards again. Forgot about that. Here is the documentary. When I was trying to share links earlier, it didn't dawn on me. Go to your StreamYards screen and put it in the StreamYards chat. Gosh almighty, I'm blonde. Okay, let me get back to my chat. You know, my heart breaks for her. I wonder what her relationship is like with her parents now. Do y'all remember that reality TV show she was on? Well, her and her little friend like traveled around the country and lived with just us common folks. Y'all remember that? I watched it. It was good, but very disturbing. Like, you know how the rest of the world is pretty modern. Provo has consistently been like 30 to 50 years behind the rest of it. I just can't believe it's legal to do that. Even when, like, back when Paris was growing up, like in the 90s, I can't even believe that was going on in the 90s, early 2000s or 2000s. I can't believe it, guys, that a treatment center for kids would be doing those types of things for punishments. It's sickening. No wonder this girl was, a little messed up and wild and out partying and drinking. She's trying to numb the pain. She's acting out. Trying to get back at her parents, probably for sending her to that crazy damn place. Truth's known. Hey, Carolina girl. Oh, I can't give you a late slip. I'm sorry. I am locked out of my Google account for my YouTube that's connected to my YouTube channel. I don't even know how it's letting me use StreamYards because I wasn't logged out of it, I guess. I don't know. But I can't get back into it for a couple days. Isn't that where Dave? Yes. Chad grew up in Utah, and so did Tammy. I wish I could give you one, girl. It's killing me. I went to give you one and forgot. I'm on Sunny's account looking at my live chat, and the Rooster's not a channel member, so I couldn't access it. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to watch this documentary, and we're going to talk more about it. Maybe I don't know if we'll get to do it tomorrow. Maybe it's just according to what I got going on. It's a coincidence that Chad's from Utah and that's in Utah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it is. There are a lot of weirdos that live out that way. For real. Like them cults. There's a lot of cults out through that way. Religious cults and stuff. That's what I mean. There's a lot of good people out there too, of course. Nobody in Utah get mad at me. I didn't mean it in a bad way. I just meant like there's a lot of like, polygamy and things like that going on out that way. It's documented studies done at BYU, little bit of hidden LDS historical science. Now, the LDS, learning about them's interesting. Just the way they believe and just the way that they do things. My opinion, I'm going to keep my mouth shut. I think that polygamy stuff is a cult. That's just my opinion. Just the people that, they live inside these big compounds. They're told what to do. I don't know what else to call it. To me, that's a freaking cult. Look at that, what's his name? Is it Jeff Warren? Let me look. He wouldn't even let them wear the color freaking red. He couldn't let them, he wouldn't let them have any toys that was the color red. Yeah, Jeff Warren. Right? No, Warren Jeffs. I always get his name backwards. It's Warren Jeffs. He's in prison. He was marrying young girls. He had I don't know, probably 100 wives. I know he married all of his dad's wives when his dad died and he took over as leader. But there's people that still think that he's like some big saint. They take care of him while he's in prison. Yes, led by a narcissist man. He was marrying young girls. We're talking about 12, 13-year-old girls, maybe even younger. I'm not sure. I used to know a lot about that weirdo, but I have forgotten over time. I first learned about him on a Lifetime movie. I watched a Lifetime movie about what he did to those ladies. And then I looked him up and researched him a little bit, and he's a complete weirdo. I don't know anybody that would want to marry that ugly son of a gun. They didn't have a choice, though. That's why it's a cult. They did not have a choice. They were made to marry him. Sick weirdo. There was that cult that would not let women cut hair, wear groundlet dresses, like it was 16. Well, that's the way that a lot of those polygamists do. They wear those long dresses like they're in the 1800s. They do not cut their hair. I believe it is a sin. They think it's a sin to cut your hair because a woman's hair is her beauty, they think. And they're basically the women don't have any rights. They do as they're told. And, some Most of the men in the community, from what I saw in that movie, they didn't have no damn rights either. They just done what that weirdo Warren said. Yes, he was a pedophile. He was a pedo who found weak-minded people that would give their children over to him. When his dad died, his dad was a pedo too. When his dad died, his dad had 80 wives or more. It was something like that. He married every one of them. Every one of them. Then he started marrying little kids. And he would force other young girls to marry their cousins and everything. It was disgusting. Utah and Mitt Romney just decriminalized polygamy. Now, like the Sister Wife show that I watched with Cody Brown and his wives, they're not like that. I mean, yes, they are polygamous, but I don't actually think they're members of that church. They don't practice the same way some of them do. They wear regular clothes. Each one of them has their own house, each one of the wives. But they don't believe in that weirdo crap about marrying young girls and things like that, and girls marrying their cousins. No, no, no. They're totally different. I never showered in high school gym class because I never trusted them. They didn't make us shower in high school gym. We just had to change out clothes. That was it. I mean, we could if we wanted to. Just to be clear, everyone, long dresses and not cutting hair is not a sign of a cult. The Amish, Mennonites believe in these things, but they aren't cray-cray. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, that's not the sign, but that's just like, you know, the way they look. They don't cut their hair, which there are people that I know of right now that, they go by the Old Testament and stuff. They're not in a cult, but they don't believe in cutting their hair. They think it's a sin. It does say in the Bible, a woman's hair is her beauty. It does say that. I've read it. And they wear long dresses. I can't remember what church that is that they go to. But it's nothing to do with the Mormon faith. Nothing at all. I think they do believe in all that. The reason they don't practice is because they don't want to live in jail. They want to be part of the American community, make money, live their poly lives. Yeah, well, I think Cody Brown's a weirdo. Kind of. He gets, I don't know if he's a weirdo, but he just gets on my nerves. He's always shaking his hair on camera. He's always, he's just so into himself. He thinks he's so good looking, and he's not. He is so annoying. Last season, I about had a freaking heart attack. On one of the episodes, he took off his pants, and he's got these little bikini underwear on, and jumps in the pond. They bought a bunch of land. Oh my gosh. I was like, it was just sickening seeing him in them little skimpy underwear. I'm like, dude, that looks so bad. Wear some boxers, for real. Cody Brown is on the show Sister Wives on TLC. It's been on for about 11 years or more. It's been on for a long time. He literally thinks he is God. Yeah, he does. He and Chad Daybell have a lot in common. Yeah, and he treats Mary Brown like crap. He really does. His favorite wife is Robin. You can tell. But he last season he seemed to be kind of drifting away from her because she has come into her own. She's, starting to speak out, express her true feelings, and he does not like it. He did have complete control of her. And she was so admissive. Anything for Cody. Cody this, Cody that. Now it's changed. She's not like that no more. She tells him what she thinks, and he can't stand it. I could never have a sister wife. It's hard living with one wife that wants to kill me. I would not have a sister wife. I'm not sharing my man. No, no, no. I mean, don't they ever think in their heads like, hey, he was just with so-and-so last night. I wonder if they had sex. Now he's over here wanting to climb in the bed with me. Do they never think of things like that? I mean, personally, I'm a jealous person. Okay, Miss Jones, I will check my email when I get off here. I will make a note of that. Sounds like Doc Antle on Tiger King. Yeah, Doc Antle and all of his women. Sometimes I hear him say wife, but most of the time when Doc Antle mentions his women, he'll say his girlfriends. I've heard him say that quite a bit. I'll email you back, Miss Jones, when I get off here and get situated. Sometimes it takes me a little bit to get my email, but I've been in there like since last night because of my daggone Google account. I'm worried to death that I'm not going to be able to get back in this account. Still no email from them. I don't know. I've never had it happen. Usually when you put in like the email, if you didn't get the code on your phone, it would send it to the email. And that didn't happen. And, well, finally it happened last night, but I was done locked out by then. So, you think others would speak up if they were abused? Like, I think a couple more girls have spoken up. A couple more have spoken up. Oh, yeah. I've been looking into Marilyn Manson. Would y'all be interested in doing a stream about him? We could go, like, I did not realize that because I don't know anything about Marilyn Manson. I did not know that people had been accusing him of for years, for about 25 years, of being abusive, different women. I had no clue. And Cement Shoes got me interested in him because he kept mentioning him in the chat about this scandal going on. So I looked him up yesterday and went through, I found an article that goes through the whole timeline of all these accusations. So I thought that maybe that would be a good stream. We could go through the timeline and read y'all everything that he has been accused of. He's been accused of pissing, I shouldn't say it like that, peeing on women when they are unconscious and everything. Emphasis on I know a lot about him. Used to be a huge fan. Emphasis on used to be. Hey, he is a complete weirdo. And he's not a weirdo just because he looks different. Because I know he probably dresses up like that just for, costume. It's his like persona to the world or whatever. He's just a weirdo because of his actions, what I've read about him, not because how he looks. Thank you, Sapphire. Yeah, y'all please go over to my backup channel. Just in case I can't get back into this account. I'm going to be so disappointed. I've got probably 1,000 videos or more on my channel. I'm not that great at true crime, but I put a lot of time and work into my channel, and I was crying this morning over it. And Mark's like, they'll give it back to you, but I don't know if they will or not. Have you heard of Dave? Is it Dave Vanity? No, I haven't heard of him. It's Coffee with CC too. Sapphire just put the link above you, Will. I did have it as CC's Life, but this morning I thought I was going to have to use that channel, so I've got it Coffee with CC with the 2 after it. I hope I can too. I'm about to cry again. Hey, Michelle P. I am such a titty baby, y'all. I really am. But when you think about like almost 3 years worth of live streams, other videos and things, just the content I have on here, when I think about losing that, oh, it devastates me. Dobby Band. Oh, the Dobby Band. Blood on the Dance Floor. Performer Dobby Vanty does bad things to teen girls. Oh, really? Oh my gosh, I'm getting emotional. About to start to cry. I'm going to have to check him out. Think I could try and help you get it back up, but I'm in the middle of a move. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Well, I may have to holler at you if I can't get it. It said it would take 2 to 5 business days for Google to verify that it's really me, and I guess they'll send me an email. But since all this happened, I've not received one email from Google or anything. It's a mess. But you know what? It's not the end of the world. Worst things could happen, like my first cousin right now, his little girl who's about 3 years old has a cyst on her brain. It's not a tumor, it's a cyst. Hold on, baby, I'm coming. Let one of us remote in and help you go through all the steps for recovery. Yeah, I could do that. I went through all the steps. First, it wouldn't send the code to my phone, okay? So I got it to send it to my backup email. It never came through. I tried so many times. It locked me out, okay? Then finally, I could try again, and I gave it another one of my emails that I just have just for the Google Drive space, and it gave me the code, and I put it in, but nothing happened. I guess I'm going to have to wait for like the 2 to 5 days to be up. I think it's about like 48 hours. Let me get the Discord link in case anybody wants to join the Discord. Nothing exciting goes on. I mean, we don't have much go on in here, but we can all communicate when we need to. That's the good thing about it. Create, invite, copy. Now, I think this invite will expire in 24 hours. So you got to grab it now because I'm not sure if the chat will actually replay because I couldn't get into my studio to set it up. And usually I have to click that little box, live chat replay. I was reading something about that. It's just Robbie. I was reading something about that key pass. Supper. Great way to think about it, CC. It could be worse. Yeah. Well, I mean, it could. One thing that's really bothering, it's just not my YouTube. I've got about 8 years worth of photos in that Google Drive. Yeah, photos I got of me and Smokey before I even had any of these other dogs, and pictures when me and Mark first met. Everything. It's just disheartening, but it could be worse. Could be worse. I just slid into your Discord. Okay. Oh, yeah. I just want to say something. If you come into Discord and you don't have the same name as you do on YouTube, please just shoot me a message and be like, hey, Cece, it's me. This is my name here in Discord. And I'll be like, okay. Because I hate not knowing who's in my Discord. But anyhow, I guess I'm going to get off here, guys. I guess tomorrow, if there ain't no like breaking news, we may do Charles Manson. Marilyn Manson. My dad is 54, constantly forgets his Windows password, PIN, his iTunes, iCloud info, all that stuff. Now I just remote in and go to his key pass. I put it all there. See, I couldn't even get in to change the phone number for it to send the code. I thought maybe it was my phone number because I use one of those texting apps because I'm like never at home. So I don't need like some big fancy cell phone plan because I'm never going anywhere. I'm always home. So I just used that Text Now app, and I thought that might have been the problem. So I was going to, Mark's like, go in there and put my number in. But it wouldn't let me. I couldn't do anything because I'm locked out. I do, but it's red icon instead of their black and green one. Oh, okay. Cool. I know about the pics. My husband lost his phone. He had a bunch. Only he had. Yeah, it just happened to Mark. He like got banned from Facebook permanently. I don't know what he did, guys. I don't know why he got banned. I guess they just banned him so many times, giving him not timeouts for a few days. They totally deleted his Facebook account. He lost all the pictures of when he first actually got Smokey. Yeah. So he lost and pictures of his daughter and all that. All these companies tie your identity to your phone number. You know what I couldn't understand is, as smart as Google is and as much technology, how could they not tell it's me? I log in from the same location, always inside this house, and my location button is turned on. How could they not know that's me? I'm really upset about it. But thank God I could stream this morning. I wasn't too prepared, but anyhow, I want to keep my routine. Anyways, guys, I will see y'all tomorrow. Same time, same place. Have a great day. Be safe, be kind, and peace. And more than likely, we will talk about Marilyn Manson tomorrow. Bye, guys. Thanks for your support, by the way. I love you guys. You guys are the best. I got the best chatters on YouTube.